episode of our Dental HR Talk. So today I'm super excited to have my friend and a amazing dentist practitioner, and you just have so many initiatives that you're working on to be able to help the community and help our patients. So a true inspiration. So I couldn't think of anybody better to have on this show than Dr. Constantine. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Sam.
It's been quite a year of 2020, and I know you and I have known each other for some time, but you've been on like this growth and momentum for what, the last couple of years? You went viral overnight, and then all of a sudden your business changed.
Yeah, it's been a while, 2 years, to say the
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's been exciting to watch this journey and watch your growth. So maybe if people don't know that much about you or have seen you and your videos go viral, why don't you just take a little bit and just let us know who you are and where your practice is?
So yes, my dental practice is in Greenville, South Carolina. It's Constantine Dental. We're a full service office. We offer a lot of specialty treatments. I've had the practice for about 6 years. And going into year 3, just a regular run-of-the-mill Facebook post that my team put up was of me doing the In My Feelings challenge by Drake. And then unbeknownst to me, the likes just shot up overnight. And from there, the practice grew, and just opportunity after opportunity, meeting new people. It was just a crazy time. And 2 weeks before that was posted, I had done a practice acquisition to merge with mine. So the combination of those two things just took us to places faster than we thought we could get. And it was difficult to manage at first. Super thankful that those opportunities came around for us, but it took a lot. There were some growing pains for sure.
Yes, I could only imagine. And I mean, just a couple weeks before, and your life is like, I'm just focused on, I'm so excited. My practice is going to double. We're going to grow. And
Yeah.
then little did you know that within a few days, you were going to have millions of people viewing and sharing your video, being on talk shows, and just having your name be everywhere. So that's, like you said, I'm sure had some growing pains and some challenges. So what were some of the things over the last couple of years that, some highlights, some of that roller coaster ride that you went on?
Yes, I think when those first several years that you're practicing, you're so focused on being a good clinician and creating an experience for your patients on the clinical side of things that it's easy to not be as involved as you should be in the business side of things and the HR side of things, and making sure that your team members are taken care of and that things are in order. And that really became evident in the process of growing as fast as we did, because we went within a few months, we went from a team of 4 to a team of 10 and then 12. And you start to realize that it's a lot easier to grow as you go than it is to have that all at once. And it really opens your eyes to a lot of things that you need to have in place, because there's so many different scenarios and specific situations that you need to be prepared for to do things the right way. And the better prepared you are, it's not only more comfortable for the practice owner and the dentist, but also for the team members and the new people you're hiring, because when you have all those things in place, it makes the growth much more manageable, because the rules are the same, the process is the same for onboarding people, and it just makes things go so much smoother.
Definitely. And like you said, going from a team of 4, I'm sure probably everything was just, all right, team, let's do a little huddle. We'll talk it through. This is how it is. And then that's fine. And you guys operated, but then tripling. And now you have way more team members, and they were used to another company's and philosophy and way of doing things. And now we're trying to get them on board with how Constantine Dental is and where you want to take the business. So
Yeah.
it's definitely, verbiage and word of mouth and those type of things they don't work at that point, right?
They don't, no.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
always a special situation that doesn't fall within the categories that you thought you had in place.
Yeah.
You really have to have people like Stream to make you aware of all those things that you need to be accountable for.
Yeah. And I know from, my experience from managing practices, it was the same thing for us. All of a sudden we started with just a small team and then grew to 50 employees. And, all of a sudden we have a conversation and it almost feels like the game of telephone where we say it and then it gets kind of misconstrued along the line and some details get fallen through the cracks. And then all of a sudden a process that we thought was working really well now isn't working really well. But if you don't have those things written down to kind of refer back to, this is where we just keep having those bottlenecks. And I'm sure, as a growing practice and a growing business, time is super important where you can't just be pulled in 1,000 different directions to try and fix something. So policies and processes are key. So I know you're just continuing to grow right now. So what are some of the other amazing initiatives or projects that you have on the go?
Well, through all the social media stuff, at first it was a little hard to, accept because everything else I had achieved, I had put in the work for. So this kind of felt like a little bit odd because here I was, I, I I was fortunate enough to have this opportunity that so many people would want, and I really didn't know how to handle it.
Right.
And one of the things that made it more easier for us to accept it was when we created the foundation. We wanted to do something positive with all the intention that we had. So Trish and I formed a foundation called Smile on Cancer, where we raise money to help bring some joy to the journey for those families supporting a loved one going through treatment. And that's been really good. 2020 has kind of put the brakes on that a little bit with what we were able to do, but we hope to ramp it back up here really soon. And then in addition to that, we've started creating some products through the brand Dr. C. We have a hashtag that we have called Just Keep Smiling. And so we created Dr. C Smiles. And the first product that we came out with this year, something that we're really excited about that has helped us and has helped a lot of people we know, is our CBD and CBN blend product called Smiles with 3 Z's. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that, but for those people that would like to learn more, visit Dr. C Smiles with 3Z's.com. And there's a whole explanation of the ingredients, the effectiveness, and what it can be used for. So we're really proud about that. We have another product coming out here soon that's going to be able to help a lot of patients as well, not only in the dental practice, but at home too.
Wow, what an impact you're making, not only just with your patients and giving them the smile of their dreams, but having a great team as well. I love your team. You guys are just phenomenal and just have such a, are all on the same page and really working towards not only taking care of your patients, but these other initiatives. So it's just fantastic how you're just creating this impact. So you've
We
been
have,
able.
go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
We have a really good group, but I feel like more than you guys know, you've played a role in that because when we first met with you guys, you saw where we were and you saw where we needed to be, but at the same time, you allowed us to express our vision for the way that we wanted things, and you made it easy, which was the most important thing. And we since we've met you, we basically started over on creating a culture, creating core values in our practice. And it's funny how it took a while, but we have molded our team, and those that weren't on board are no longer with us. And the transitions have been smooth, but now we have a really good core group of people. And it just feels really good to come to work and know that everybody is on the same page with supporting the vision. They know their role. We're working towards goals together, and it's a whole different work environment.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm so happy for you guys because, like you said, it makes a huge difference from, all of a sudden you're the business owner and now you're scared to come to work and you're dreading it. and then coming in a completely different perspective now, where it's just you're so excited to be around each other, to do this important work together, and just supporting one another when it comes to professional, personal growth. And that's what really just unifies everybody. So so happy for you and Trish. And my last question that I want to ask you is, over the last few years, you've grown quite a bit, and I'm sure have learned some lessons. So what piece of advice would you have for these practice owners right now who are watching?
I think the biggest piece of advice I would have is, we're taught always to put the patient first, but I think it's really important to put your team members at the forefront of everything that you're doing, because uh, you need to create a family environment, and in order to do so, those people need to feel supported. Your vision has to be clear. They need feedback. And you guys really helped us to see that and help implement those policies and procedures, so that when people came to work for us, they felt that they were working in a safe environment. They knew what was expected of them. They knew what they were working towards. And it's really just created a whole vibe, and in turn has created a much better experience for our patients. We're so focused on the clinical side of things that a lot of times we forget about the patient experience of all the other things.
Right.
And front to back, from the minute they get here to the time that they leave, the more comfortable that your team feels, the more comfortable the patients are going to feel.
Amen to that. And it's so true, because your team members, they have to be your brand ambassadors. And then it makes it so easy for your patients to see it, to feel it. And, if they have questions or apprehensive about a treatment plan, your team feel comfortable enough and believe in what you do and the results that you provide and how you take care of the patients, that easily gets them to get excited as well and converts them to going ahead with treatment. So like you said, it's, we can't forget that we need that team, we need the patients, and all of that stuff works together when it's all unified and everybody's on the same page. So I'm
Sure.
so happy for you, and thank you so much for being on today. And again, how can people reach you and learn a little bit more about your practice or your organization and your Dr. C Smiles?
Okay, bunch of different ways. So as far as websites goes, for the foundation, it's smileoncancer.org. And then I have two websites, drrichconstantine.com and drcsmiles with 3z's.com. And then you can also follow me on Instagram and social media, Dr. C Smiles and Constantine Dental on Instagram, and then Constantine Dental and Dr. Rich Constantine on Facebook. So that was a mouthful, but hopefully you know that.
I'm sure if they Google you, they'll find a bunch of stuff too, and all those links as well. So are we going to see any more dancing videos?
So we are starting to get into the TikTok space. So probably some shorter dances here, not so long choreographed stuff, but you gotta keep things light and keep things
That's
fun.
right.
That's what it's
That's
all
right.
about.
Awesome. Good for you. Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate you being on today.
Thank you for having me. Have a good weekend.